Hey, you guys, happy Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central. This is Walk Away Wealthy, formerly Anything But Average. I am Trisha Turner. I am the host, and I am here today with AJ Smith. And the purpose of this podcast, of course, is to bring you guys positivity, bring you success tips and success stories. Like, how did somebody grow their business? What are they doing so that you can learn and that we can bring good vibes into the world? So, hi, AJ.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Doing great this morning.
Heck
Doing
yeah. So, you guys, if y'all don't know who AJ is, for one, he's in real estate, and I want him to share a little bit of his backstory because we're going to kind of walk you through like what he's been doing, how doors are opening for him, and how just a little shift in his mindset has kind of changed his career path. So, AJ, we always start off with kind of where you are in the world, what you're doing. Of course, I said real estate, and how long you've been doing it.
Okay, perfect. So again, Amon Jarvis here, AJ Smith. I've been in the industry for going on 13 years now. I started off as a loan officer pre market crash in '06 to '09. Market crash, and then I came back in 12, 13 as a real estate agent. So since then, been rocking it out on the agent side. Now bounced a while from brokerages, came in with Keller Williams, switched from Keller Williams. The last one was Coldwell Banker. Stayed with Coldwell Banker for several years before I finally switched to a much smaller brokerage, and that led me here to EXP.
All right, we're going to unpack several things that you just said there because y'all, I don't ever edit this stuff. It's non-scripted. I'm learning stuff just like you guys are. So I
Yep.
had to stop when he said Cole Banker. That was like, holy crap, because that's in my mind so old school. I too was at Cole Banker, but for just a short stint, and nothing against Cole Banker. It was just around a bunch of old people in the office, and there was no energy. And I was like, oh gosh, I got to get out of here. How you stay there for years?
Yep, I was there for years. I was based again. I'm from Houston area, so I was in Kingwood. And so it's not a lot of people in this market. And I grew up kind of in this northeastern area. So I knew the market very well. I had my own clients coming in and out, so I was able to survive. But it had nothing to do with the assistance that you get from the branch. Nothing against them, but again, it's kind of like you mentioned, it's one of those they're aging out. They're not changing with the time, so to speak.
That's a good way to put it. They're definitely aging out. All right, so Keller Williams, how long were you there at Keller Williams?
Keller Williams, I was there for the first 2 years of my license.
Okay,
So I first got licensed, and I was Keller Williams Conroe area.
okay.
So that's where I came into the business at.
Why'd you
Again,
leave Keller Williams?
to be honest, I wasn't finding the assistance that I was looking for. Again, as a new agent, it's so many things that are coming at you quick, fast, and in a hurry from all angles. So you have to try to figure out, what's important, what should you invest in, how to complete forms, documentation, what's important, how to read a contract. So it was all of these simple, small things that when you think about becoming a real estate agent, you don't really think about from the very beginning, right? They just kind of throw
Yeah.
you in there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so in that industry or at KW, they threw us in there and they were like, okay, well, just shadow this person, right? And so you're kind of just following this person around like a puppy dog, and they're busy and they don't really want to share tips and tricks with you for whatever reason, if they feel threatened or, whatever that case is. So it was not really a good learning environment there, and definitely not a place where I could grow. So
So at Caldwell Banker, you left there and then you went to a small, I guess a boutique brokerage. Would you call it that? Uh-oh, frozen. Hey, AJ, you there? All right, you guys, hold tight. Hey, you were frozen, or I was frozen, or both of us were.
nothing else is on. It looks like you're frozen at the moment. There it goes.
AJ, you
Um,
were frozen too. I don't know what just happened.
Right. So again, at Keller Williams, switching over to Coldwell Banker and then leaving Coldwell Banker. The reason I left is because my head broker from Keller Williams came over to Coldwell, and I was like,
Ah,
"How
okay.
crazy is this?"
Yeah.
Right. So that makes no sense. I wasn't getting the
Mm-mm.
support back then. I don't think I'm going to get it now, and so that's what led me to leave to the smaller mom and pop boutique.
Okay. And how
So
long were you there?
So I was only with her for maybe 6 months.
Okay.
That was it. Maybe 6 months. Um, the reason that I was with her, oh my God, I'm getting blown up. The reason that I was with her is because she's on the Texas board, right?
Okay.
And so, what better way I thought I would have to learn from someone about how to run a brokerage firm, how to navigate through the real estate industry, and just how to carry yourself than from someone of that caliber. And don't get me wrong, she was very, very influential. But again, the hands on and the ability, the freedom to be innovative and kind of create was not there. Um, and again, I had a team that I was working with, and she wouldn't allow me to bring my team over. So it was kind of one of those things to where I'm not sure this is making sense, the risk versus reward to give up what I'm giving up in order to learn what I wasn't learning. So
No, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the goal for you to get your broker's license and then open your own?
correct. That was always the goal. Always the goal. Get my own brokerage. That way I can run the show how I saw fit.
Yep.
Um, and take off from there.
And so you guys, of course, when I met him, I'm like, please do not do that. I mean, you can get your broker's license all day long. It's great because, of course, it does give you more education. You got more hours logged in. People maybe recognize you a little bit differently if you have a broker's license. But at the end of the day, opening your own brokerage, I did it. I know what it's like. It's not fun. It's not profitable. It's a pain in the ass. And if you really are getting your broker's license to help the agents and be the best resource for the agents, then that's a hard pill to swallow because you cannot compete with technology right now. No way. You
Wow.
can't afford it. Nobody can.
Right. Right.
So with you, of course, the goal was like, okay, well, for one, you need to be with us because we're partnering with the best people across the entire United States. And EXP is the fastest growing real estate company in history. What made you kind of see that light?
It is. So, of course, I'm a research guy, right? So I always do my due diligence and do my research prior to making a move. So I did do a deep dive, and I did what I call a shadow a bunch of brokers, and just to kind of see how they run their office, how they maneuver, what's important. And again, I came to ask you, right? What's your take on this deal? Should I not? Um, and again, weighing the differences, yes, I gain authority and power and the flexibility to do it one way, but it also comes with a huge burden, right? It also comes at a huge cost and peace of mind. And so what I found out is that EXP Realty really gives you an atmosphere to flourish, to grow, right? You have the ability to come in and create a team. You have the ability and the resources to come in and not feel like you're by yourself, right? You have so many people. I mean, you gave me 3 or 4 phone numbers the first day we met on just resources who I can reach out to if I had any questions. Like that's unheard of,
Yep.
right? And so for me, the environment at EXP is extremely different. It's extremely infectious,
Mhm.
right? Like you get here and you get excited about
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're doing, you get excited about the opportunity. I mean, and the sky's the limit. So, I mean, that's just the first part that
And
got me.
like you haven't even met half the people that you're going to be involved with, or a quarter of them, because you just got involved with this. It's like, shoot, I'm about to blow your mind
Yeah.
for real. When I went to our first like for one, I'm going to tell you, you should be going to EXPCon with us, which is in 2 weeks. And that's in Vegas. And that's the annual conference. So every year, EXP has two conferences. One is in June and it's shareholders, and that's in Florida. The other one is normally in November, but this year it's in October and it's in Vegas. And that is the annual conference. And the first time I went to the annual conference, which was 2018, there was like a small group of us. We were with Jay Kinder and Michael Reese, and we were just, the Honey Badger group kind of had just been formed, which is what we are part of. And there was literally like, I think 14 of us that took up 2 tables in this conference room. And now if you look at us, our group is over 10,000 strong. And it's all people from all across the United States and across the world now that are like top producers. They are leading the pack, and they're changing the world, and they're making a difference. And when I first got involved in our group, I met them at the conference, met all these people, and I came back and I was like, oh, I just came from heaven. It's like, where have these people been my whole life? That's what you're going to be involved in.
Those conferences are awesome, man. It's
They
like
are.
the fresh air, right? And they always have a keynote speaker and someone who's been in the industry for a while and know what they're doing. And I like to call it, they're sharing their secrets with you.
Yep.
Right? What made them successful. And so,
Yeah. When I started with EXP, there's a lot of people that talk about stock, and there's a lot of people that talk about, revenue share and all the different ways you can build income, which is all fine and dandy. And it's great for creating wealth. But literally my favorite thing about being with this company is the people that we collaborate with. Literally, probably at least once a week, we get involved in some new opportunity or some new door opens up that I would not have heard about or even learned about if it wasn't for our group within the company. So you're just getting started, AJ. You're going to be blown away, because now I've been with the company almost 4 years, and people that were watching me in the beginning, they were like, yeah, I was waiting to see after a year if you're going to go back to your own company. I was like, I'm never doing that. Are you out of your mind? Why? Like the sky's the limit, because when you get around people that are like-minded and they're doing more than you, and they're doing things that you want to do, A, it's inspirational, but B, it's like, well, crap, if they can do it, they're no smarter than I am. They either started before me or they got the right people involved with them and they were able to get there faster. But it just makes me know, if they can do it, I can do it. Period. Right. It's like, yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
And with you, so you're in like a different part of Houston market from where we are. We're in the more the west side, but it's like, man, I can't wait for us to do events together and bring all kinds of attention to you.
I'm excited. I'm super excited. I mean, the event center that you have, is it considered the Piggy Place or
so Piggy's Place is the bar?
It's okay.
Yeah. And Hub 510 is the event center. However, real estate agents do like to drink. We can have our event in Hub 510 and then, of course, migrate into Piggy's Place when we're done.
Yep. So that's an awesome location. If we can get one closer on this side, I would love to be a part of that.
Yep.
And see what we can do together.
Tell everybody kind of when you're talked about doing your own brokerage and now you're with EXP, like, what are your thoughts moving forward and growing?
So moving forward, again, the whole goal is to create a team. I'm at the point of my life where I've been in this industry for several years. I've learned a great deal. And I've even, for the past 2 years, I've been helping new agents who are interested in becoming real estate agents on how to navigate this world, right? What to expect, how to go over contracts, all those things that I mentioned earlier. Yep. I do this voluntarily, right? So I want to make sure that they shine. So again, if I can help, this is what I didn't have when I came in. So I feel like if I can give back and teach the agents what they need to know and help them be successful, I mean, we'll grow together, right? Like it's no fun going on vacation by yourself, right? You want to take the team with you, especially the people that you make money with and that you're around. You become a family. So that part is important to me. So that's the real reason why I went with EXP as opposed to opening my own brokerage firm.
I love it. Well, I want to talk a little bit because I know I did not know that you came from the mortgage industry. And so, of course, things are volatile right now and interest rates are higher than they've been in a long time. And the real estate market is slower than it's been in the last couple of years. So, looking back on when the mortgage industry crashed, because I was a lender too from 2004 to 10. So, I went through it also and it sucked. What do you see is different about then versus now?
Well, of course, the 80/20s were going away. It looks like we're getting some 80/15s are coming back. Is what I'm noticing a little bit with the some down payment assistance programs, stuff
Yeah.
like that. As far as the market is concerned, the home values are starting to correct themselves. I
Mhm.
am seeing that part. It's what used to fly off the shelf when we had low inventory. More homes are starting to stay on the market a little bit longer. So we kind of got, I was excited about those, 7 day, 10 day. I've got a contract. Let's go.
Yeah.
And now we kind of have to sit on it a little bit longer. But I think the main thing is understanding that you have to set the expectation with this lister, with the clients, and let them know, hey, based on, I know what you wanted to sell for, right? In the perfect world, but based on the market and where we are, it's still, much better to get this much of a return than to get zero, because you're overpricing yourself. So it's a few different things that I'm able to see from this side that's different from the mortgage side.
So when the crash came in 2008 and then you got out of mortgage and then you got your real estate license and went into real estate sales, there's a lot of media hype and a lot of talk about what's going on right now and this is going to be worse than we saw in '08. What's your thought process on all of that?
To be honest, I do feel like it's a bubble that may burst here pretty soon. Um, it is quite different because the difference then than now, most of the loans that we had were not, they they were properly structured, but the people who qualified barely could qualify. And so what I'm seeing now, on most of the deals that are being done, is most of the people who do qualify, even if they're on the cusp, with that DTI, it's with the like, for instance, yesterday the interest rates raised. So I had a few clients who were on the cusp, at that 5.5. When it went up to six, 6.5, they no longer qualify.
Hmm.
So some of these DTI situations, you really have to pay attention to, one, and again, set the expectation with your clients and let them know, based on the industry. But that's where it comes in to play with you being an expert in the industry, right? You understanding the game, you understand what you're doing, and you're adding value to the clients. Like, ultimately, that's, you're professional in this industry. That's what we do. So.
And it's funny that you say that about being the expert because the predictions are that 30% of the real estate agents won't make it through this downturn because number one, they're not skilled. Number two, they're not aligned with people that are helping them be educated on really what to expect. And a lot of them got into the industry in the last 2 years as a result of COVID. So they really don't know what it's like to be in a real market or to get through a downturn of a market. What's your thoughts on that?
I 100% agree with you.
Yep.
I had a lot of classes, a lot of people who, all of a sudden they wanted to become real estate agents,
Mhm.
right? And the agents were considered, what were we? Um, we could essential workers.
Yes.
We
Yes.
considered essential workers. So we still had to go out and battle COVID, and fight with the elements. But we have to do this to make a living, right? A lot of people don't understand that most real estate agents, we aren't paid just to open doors. Like, we have to drive you, take you there, pick you up sometimes, pay for photos, take photos, staging, and so many things that go into play. Not to mention be a personal concierge, answering phone calls, scheduling stuff for you. It's a lot of stuff that goes in play in the background that average person doesn't see, right?
Mhm.
And again, we aren't paid until we get you to the closing table
Yep.
and get you closed, right? Either you're a purchaser or a seller, but we aren't paid until then. So they miss. I know TV makes it look like it's hunky dory and it's super easy to do, but it requires work ethic. It's going to take some, you're going to have some hard months, some tough months. It's going to be some months that you don't make anything, and it's going to be some months that you make everything. But again, you have to mentally prepare yourself and be ready, and understand the process, right?
Yeah. Oh, big time. And when you look at like we're heading into fourth quarter for the year, and most people's numbers are down. When you talk to title companies, you talk to lenders, you talk to real estate teams, brokerages, all their numbers are down. Some of them are down 40%. Most are somewhere between 20 and 30%. And the media really doesn't talk about that, but that's the facts. Those are the numbers. And so when you look at that, you're like, okay, well, who is getting the sales? Well, it's usually not the individual agent out there. It's usually somebody that's part of a big group or an organization they're innovative. They're like, I know what we need to do to get through this, and you need to do this, you need to say this, and this is who you need to call, and they're going to have all the resources.
Yep.
I feel sorry for those agents that are not aligned with somebody like that. But I do believe that when we get through this fourth quarter, those that get through, and of course we will, are going to have an amazing 2023. What's your thoughts?
I 100% concur. We will definitely get through this, and we will definitely have a great 2023.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm super excited. Like I said, I've been up to a couple of different brokerages. I've only been here, 5 days now? And
Yeah.
like I mentioned, the aura, the attitude, the people, the system, everything is infectious, and they give you the freedom to run an organization the way you see fit,
Yep.
right?
You pretty much can run. It's almost like having your own brokerage within the brokerage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except for they're there to help and give you resources. And here's the coolest thing. One of the coolest things is like you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. It's like, why are you trying to create the best farming product? They have it in San Diego, and here it is. It's part of our group.
Yep.
It's yours now.
the,
It's like rip off and duplicate.
the blueprint is laid there for you. Like I said, you just have to want it, right? If you want it and you put forth the effort to get it, I mean, the sky's the limit.
You just got to do the work, right?
You have to do the work. They won't give it to you. You have to do the work. But again, that makes you better, right?
Mm-hmm.
That helps you to grow. So
it's like, what's the secret to success? Do the work. Yeah, do the work. Get around the right people with the right resources, and get up every day and make it happen.
Make it happen. That's the only way you can talk about it.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
So I always like to share tips because, again, you've been doing this for a long time. You have mortgage under your belt. You guys, he's also an investor in a title company, so he's got that there too. So when you're listening to other agents, and of course they're stressing out because they don't have anything in their pipeline, and they're kind of freaking out right now. A lot of them are. What are 3 things or 3 tips that you're telling people to do to get through this hard time and that they should focus on?
Number 1, get back to the basics, right? I say the proof is in the follow-up, and you've already had some clients. So you might want to double back and stay top of mind on those clients, right? Make sure that they remember who you are, make sure that they remember what you do. Because when you think about it, you don't purchase a home every day, right? It only comes once in a while. So when that person is ready to purchase, you want to make sure that they're thinking about you. Also, number 2, add value. Why should they choose you? Right? There's over 250,000 agents in the Houston area. Like, it's a lot of agents here. Why should they choose you? Right? What's the value added that you're doing for them? What's that special sauce that you're adding? And then 3, not only be coachable, but be innovative. Social media is out there, right? You have to be flexible. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to do something different. And you have to go where those people are. So again, those are the 3 main tips that I could give a new agent or give someone if they want to have a chance to survive through this.
I love it. Yeah. And I think it's a shame that a lot of people won't make it through this, but unfortunately we need it because there are a lot of dumbasses out there that don't know what they're doing, and they misguide the consumers.
Yeah.
And it's like we're always in learner mode. We're always going to conferences. We're always staying together because we're better together, period.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, AJ, for people looking to get more information from you, join your organization, how can they find you?
So I am Amon Holmes on all platforms: Twitter at Amon Holmes, Facebook at Amon Holmes, as well as Instagram, IG at Amon Holmes. Listing Texas is coming soon, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, you guys. Here's a man with a plan. He's got a purpose. He's like, look, here's what I'm going to do. This is when I'm going to do it. This is who I want to do it with, and we're going to make it happen, right?
We are. Yes.
I love it. So now I got to work on you to get you to go to EXPCon with us. We're going to have to talk about that.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
deal. Done deal.
Hey, you guys, y'all need to pay attention to him. Hook up with him on Instagram, on Facebook, on all platforms. He's out there making it happen. Wondering why he didn't go off and get his broker's license and open his own brokerage. You just heard it from him. But if you want to have more information or have a call with him, make sure and reach out to him, because we're an open book. We're here to help and grow and do this together. Make it happen every day.
We are. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Heck yeah, me too. Thank you, AJ, for being here.
Thank you so much. As always, my tagline is better health, better wealth that'll lead you to a better life.
Oh, I like that. You guys have an awesome day. Bye, y'all.
Bye.